I choose hurting instead of being brave and just leaving.
You are not enough. You will never be enough. This is something that I told myself. I feel like nothing that anybody will ever say will be as hurtful as the things that I say to myself. I went to this Lisa Nichols conference in San Diego several years ago, and during that conference, one of the things that we did was we had this exercise to help us figure out and eliminate our limiting beliefs. And I realized at that time that my limiting belief was that I was never enough. After some reflection, I realized that I tell myself that a lot. And this is something that has stuck with me throughout the years. I think about all the things that I've done and all the achievements that I've made. And as an American, I'm very motivated and I'm driven to succeed. But whenever I achieve something new, it feels like I'm always asking myself and telling myself that it will never ever be enough. You know, just doing things well, living a wonderful life, a life that helps my community, that helps my family, that helps, you know, as many people as possible and myself, and ultimately is worth living. But it's something that is, I think, difficult and a challenge to overcome. I may not ever be done. Life is hard, and especially considering all the things that we're going through, we are only doing our best, and that is enough. And wherever you're at right now, it is enough. You are enough.
I was called the white boy. When I moved to the States, being a fan of basketball, I just went to this gym here in LA and just started playing ball, asking how it worked. You know, being a foreigner, you just never know how that works. And then all of a sudden, I was called the white boy, even though I'm not. I don't consider myself white. I guess I don't know. I'm you know, Latin American. I just wanted to play ball. If I eventually make friends, that would be sweet. But it just hurt me because you're like, well, I expected different when I moved here, and all of a sudden it's not quite, you know, the place that you thought it was, and you see how racial things are here in the States, and I wish it wasn't, especially LA, which has a big, diverse population, and it just, you know, it stuck with me, and it just made me see how, as a society, even a first world country as the US could improve in their racial standards and, you know, socially, how they treat each other. And I feel like basketball is one of those sports where there's literally no place for that. There's a lot to work on. It goes with every, you know, ethnic group, racial group. There's a lot of room for improvement, and hopefully nowadays with social media, with the, you know, YouTube and whatnot, there's a lot of growth to be seen.
Like, you are wasting your time there. I had this boss who was just a very unpleasant person. And so every day I would have such bad anxiety going to work, and he just created an environment where, you know, it's like Shakespeare said, the fish rots from the head. The company culture was always on edge. Anxiety, he would lambaste you, nothing was ever good enough. He would call people like morons. He would just tell me I was an idiot all the time. And you really start to believe that after a while. And on a holiday vacation with my family, my dad kept it real and was like, you are wasting your time there. At the time, I was like, this is so harsh, this criticism I'm getting. It felt that it came out of left field. But then, the more I thought about it and let it marinate, I was like, he's completely right. I had missed the second part of it, which was you're way too talented to be stuck in this job. And I was able to channel all this anxiety that I had at this job into finding this next role. And I was like, I'm going to get out of this place. I am going to find a better job. If 10 years ago I could go back, I would never expect that I would be in the role that I'm in now. And I have learned that I'm really good at my job, if I do say so myself. And there's always room for improvement. I take feedback very seriously when it's from serious people. And feedback is best delivered to a receptive audience. Really taught me the importance of perseverance and channeling someone's criticism into something productive. I will never be in that situation ever again.
that she didn't want to sleep with me because she noticed that I had gained a little bit of weight. I was on vacation with my at the time girlfriend, and we at the time we were really close to each other and very comfortable. We'd been together for 2 years. She made a really snarky and mean remark to me about me being a little fat, and it really got to me, and it really affected our relationship. What really made this whole thing worse than what it kind of is the fact that she'd always been like really sweet and really nice to me, and was definitely somebody that I think in the relationship we really boosted each other's confidence regarding a lot of things. I really valued this person's opinion and how much they could comfort me. And the fact that she could turn around and say something like this, I think definitely had more of an impact if it was just anyone else. When something is said, it's hard to take it back.
You're not good enough, you won't be anyone. I used to love music. It used to be my passion, and actually still is. When I used to get bullied in middle school, I used to use this piano as a sort of safe space and a sort of bubble for me to calm down and to think about myself, and I used to be pretty good at it. It was the sort of thing that, used to bring my confidence up. But when I was 13 or 14, I had a new piano teacher. When I started my first class with that person, I started playing, and apparently I didn't play very good. So this teacher started a whole rant and lashed out on me. The whole speech started by him saying that I didn't play well, and it sort of escalated really quickly to really mean, aggressive language. You're not good enough, you won't be anyone. I was just shocked, I guess. I remember questioning who I was, and especially at 14, you discover who you are as a person. Weeks passed, and all I was obsessing about what that person said to me. These words were echoing in my head 24/7. I couldn't sleep, and I developed really bad self-confidence issues. So I followed therapy, and I gained confidence. I was able to continue playing the piano, and it still is my favorite thing to do.
I am sorry for your children to have a father like you. A hurtful thing that I have told that hurt me in return. I was breaking up with my ex-boyfriend. When I knew him, he was married. He didn't want to tell me. I had to ask him, and he told me that he was married and that he has 2 kids. So I was like, I don't want to be with a man like you. We were just friends, but when feelings are here, you cannot control it. So we've been in an affair. His wife left him. Then we started to be officially together. But since I met him and he was cheating on his wife, I couldn't trust him. He was a musician, so there's a lot of girls around him, and he told me that nothing happened. Actually, something happened. This made me completely mad, crazy. When he was telling me that he loved me and all that stuff, I was just telling him to stop playing with my feelings, to make sure it was really finished. I told him he could not do nothing in his life. He had no courage. I am sorry for your children to have a father like you. It took me more than a year to forgive myself for the words that I have said to him. It's not me. It's not what I aspire to. I don't want to replace love with hate. This is not how I've been raised. This is a side that we can all have when we are afraid, I think. But actually, it was me who was not brave enough to face this fear. I chose hurting instead of being brave and just living.
Nothing worse could have happened to me. What you have done to me was worse. I broke up with my boyfriend, and then I think after 4 months, my sister actually showed me that he got into a car accident because there was a picture on Instagram, and the car was completely crashed. And then I felt worried. I texted him and just asked if he's okay, if he's all right. And then he texted me. I was so happy in that moment when I got out of the car. Nothing worse could have happened to me because what you have done to me was worse. And I just thought, okay, I will never text him again, because I asked him genuinely if he's fine, and then he responds with something like that. We've been together for 4 years almost, and of course he mattered. I mean, I was in a relationship with him. It was a really messy breakup. We were both childish in the end of our relationship. But then I thought it's not okay to say something like that to a person you've been together with for 4 years. On the one side it hurt, but on the other side it gave me the right feeling that I did the right thing with breaking up with him when he texted me something like that.